So today we will be starting with the basics of spirituality, basics of how the yoga system is connected with the spirituality. When you talk about yoga, that means the meaning of yoga in Sanskrit is to join. That means join something. Now, what is something? That something is yourself, your consciousness with the outer consciousness. Actually, it is altogether same. But as we are separated from that consciousness, and then there is a separation. So again, what we are trying to do by doing a yoga, basically we are trying to joining again. And that's why the name came up with the yoga. Now, we will be starting with the very basic concepts. Why we are doing yoga, what is the requirement of doing this meditation or spiritual practices, what is the purpose of that. First of all, we understand as the human evolves, it evolves like number of years before. The life of a human is the same as it was before, it is right now, and it will be remain the same. The living method remain the same. Might be the environment changes. Earlier there was not this much facilities, but now we have. So the external environment changes, but the internal thinking, internal process will remain same. It was same, it will same, and it is same. So when the yoga got started, why it was started? My understanding is that the yoga is just not like it just got started, but it comes with the solution. When you are talking about solution, that means first you have to understand what the problem is. If there is a problem, then there will be a solution. If the problem is not there, then there will be no solution. So basically for me, yoga is a solution. We take it as a solution, but when we take it as a solution, first of all, we have to understand why and what is the pain, what is the problem, what is the issue, what was the issue actually. So issue was there, and then you are trying to find a solution. So rather than using a solution, it is better we first understand what was the problem there, and based on that problem the solution came up. When the solution came up, we are following that solution. So let me talk about that pain, or let me talk about that problem, that because of that yoga started the process, and it's not like just started 100%. It is the same process as other all science have. Initially, you come up with the solution, that solution might work out, but there are gaps, there are multiple gaps. So then you have to try to identify it. You have a trial method, you have an error method, trial and error and trial and error, and ultimately you come up with something. This is how the normal science or normal mechanics or normal whatever progressive thing works. So that means now yoga is a solution. So what was the problem? The problem identified as a pain in life. The problem identified as a unhappiness in the life. There is no happiness in the life. You have everything. You have all the facilities of the life. Might be little more, little less. But those facilities are not satisfying you, and still you have a gap. You are not able to identify that what I am looking for. At the end of a day, everyone have to incur those pains. Like if you have too much money, like considering today's world, if you have too much money, the understanding is that you will not be in pain anytime, because money is a solution. But when you have enough money, still you are facing the situation of unhappiness, which is not expected, should not be, but still it is there. So that was a problem. Whatever you have, whatever facilities that you have, but still there was this issue where the people are facing the same situation of unhappiness, and to come out of that situation, the yoga came into the picture. Then I said there were multiple trials and multiple errors, and then ultimately we come up with something. So let me focus on those areas. First thing, unhappiness or happiness. What is that? So when we talk about a happiness, it is something which you like and you achieved. You like to eat something and you already have that and you are now eating. That is happiness. Simple. So this applies to all the things, whatever you do in your life. Whether it is eating, whether it is like something moving out, it is like whatever you do. So whatever we are doing, that all have the same target, and that target is called the happiness. In your life, whatever you do, that is for happiness. Is anyone here or anywhere? They say, no, I am just doing this to make myself unhappy. There are people in India, there are like, this is called sampradayas, different sampradayas, the traditions. This is called udasin sampradaya. So what, I don't know like if people are aware of that or not, but these people are udasin sampradaya. Udasin sampradaya means depressed tradition. The thinking of those people are depressed. How they depressed? What they do, they say is okay, they believe in yoga very firmly, and they are saying that this body is nothing. Today this body is here, in future it will not be there, in past it was not there. So this body is the reason of pain. So what they do, they just keep eating. Whenever they involve himself in somewhere, let's say you bring something good for me, and I also do, wow. So that means I lost my consciousness. I just got focused on that. And as and when I got focused, immediately when I come out of that, my concentration, where I was interested, and then I realized, oh, I got interested into this, and then because of that, I lost my consciousness. At that time, they hit himself. This is called Udasin Sampradaya. If you have to search on the internet, you just go through and see what these people are doing. And this is not only one thing, they are doing many things. They are just blaming their body because this is the body, and because of that I am here, and because of that I got involved and I feel the pain. So let me hit the body. So basically they are Udasin Sampradaya. So basically they hit themselves. But even the ultimate aim, ultimate goal is to get a happiness. By doing that, so like I am hitting myself, still I am getting happiness. My target is to get happiness. My target always will be in my life, in your life, if you observe from start to end. Forget about my life. I am talking about the life of the people who lived before us, who are right now in plane with us, and who will be in future. The target, the primary target of a person or a human is to get happiness. Wherever you find happiness, you will go, you will do that, and you try to accomplish that. As the thought comes up in the mind, you try to focus in, and then you achieve it. Once you achieve it, you will be happy. This is a basic simple concept. If I want to, like, let's say if I am a movie director, and I want to make a movie on the human life, whatever I disclose, like right now I said like how this human life works. If I disclose something like this, and then you have to give a title of that movie or that documentary, then what will be the title? How the title will work? The human evolution, human life, human targets. These are the different titles of that movie. So what will be the title? The title will be simple. In Search of Happiness. Part 1. In Search of Happiness. Part 2. In Search of Happiness. Part 3. And you can keep it going and going and going and think about your life. You have completed something, you have achieved something, you have completed that part 1. But that doesn't mean that part 2 will not come. The part 2 will immediately, as and when you have achieved something, you are happy. At that point, when you end up the movie with these multiple parts, like let's say Jurassic Park 1. So when you see the movie, you identify that okay, this movie is now completed. But at the end, at very last stage of the movie, last scene is somewhere the egg of dinosaur stayed, and the baby comes out of that egg. That means now the people who are watching the movie, they will understand. Oh, so part 2 is gonna come. This is a precondition of part 2. Same way, when you complete something, when you are happy, when you have achieved, and at that point, very end of your movie, something comes up in your mind which is a starting of part 2. And that thing will go on and go on. So technically I can say you have achieved the happiness. But in reality, it is not. Because you have happiness, but that doesn't mean it is going to stay there long. It is called the temporary happiness, where you did something and because of that you are happy. But think about few minutes after. Again, you will be in the same problem. You will be in the same situation where you are now looking for something. So that means whatever you have achieved, that is a temporary. So now what happens? Another thought will come up. Now that another thought will give you a pain. Our issue is to come out of the problem, to come out of the pain. But because of the thought, new thought arrived. You started thinking on that. Now this thought will increase its powers. It gives you more thoughts. That thoughts will again generate a feeling of pain. That pain will take you to achieve something. Again you start to get it and you will get that particular thing. What happened? The second portion started. Now you have the happiness, but now third portion got started. So this is going on. Let me give you a small example. A person who is very poor, he doesn't have enough money. He always go for a job by walking, like 4 kilometers. It is too big for him, like 4 kilometers walking. Every day he's spending like 1 hour or 1.5 hours to reach to the job. So what will be his primary target? He will be looking at everyone. But he understands this is not my capacity. Like everyone is moving in a luxury car, so I can't see that. But people who are taking a bicycle, that will be his target, because this is now under my prime criteria. I want to buy a bicycle so that I can reach my job within a few minutes. Like if I'm every day, if I'm taking 1.5 hours on bicycle, by bicycle, I can reach there up to 25-30 minutes, which is good. So this is what my target is. He worked so hard, achieved the money. Like he have enough money now and he bought the bicycle now. As and when he sat on the bicycle seat and he started rolling, then he will think of the car. Earlier car was not in a picture. Earlier bicycle was on the picture, but now as and when he sit on the bicycle and started rolling, immediately the same time when he look up, he see the cars everywhere. Earlier there were no cars. Now because of he achieved the bicycle, he see the cars everywhere. So now his next target is what? As and when he sit on the bicycle, movie is over. And then finally the hero of movie look up and see what is going on, and then his mind is focused on the cars. So this is the starting of part 2. Then again you just focus on there, you work hard, you bought the car, you have the car now, you sit in the car and you start the car and your car is rolling, and immediately when you see upstairs, like little up, and you see the luxurious cars. So this thing goes on. This will be never ending scenario. I can say it is a vicious circle where you have the thoughts in the mind, you complete that and you are happy, but that doesn't mean that a person will be happy again. Like you will stay happy. Immediately something new comes up and again you focus on there, and this process of creation of the thoughts